Good morning. I'm very glad that we are all here. My name is Gordon. I have been with ATOMY. This is my 6th month. And I'm very glad to be able to be given the opportunity and privilege to share with you what ATOMY can do. My friends, I'd like to welcome you to a place where dreams come true. This is a very important part of ATOMY. Because in the Success Academy, when we come together, 5 months ago, I have no idea I'm going to do ATOMY. I came upon ATOMY because a friend came from Taiwan and said, come. And it was 11:30 p.m. that she called me. I went to meet her. Took me about 10 to 15 minutes to just drive from my home. And I joined ATOMY just before the stroke of 12. And then I called a friend. And she joined ATOMY at 12:30 a.m. That's how I entered into the world of ATOMY. I wasn't very sure then still. But, you know, the products begin to take place, begin to have a place in my life, in my home, and on me. And I wished I have known ATOMY when I was, 30 years old? But now I'm 50. I'm 50 years old, and in just less than 5 months, ATOMY has changed my life. It has brought my blood sugar to normal level. It helped me to lose 5 kilograms without exercising. That's good news for many people. Huh? It has helped me to become younger. Then my wife began to get a little worried. And most of my friends say that my head shines more than before. Now, ATOMY can really change our lives, not just as in terms of its products, but because of the business. We are going to talk about what ATOMY can do for us. In my learning in these 5 months about ATOMY, ATOMY will always have 2 groups of people. One, we will have the consumers, and the other will be the business owners. But the business owners cannot assume that the consumer's consumption is not important. The only way into making ATOMY business successful is that we must consume the products. We must consume the products, like the products, love the products, and share the products. And this is what it's all about. When ATOMY has these 2 groups of people, the consumers as well as the business owner, you will begin to see that as a consumer, the first thing that ATOMY does for you is to hand you good products, and that your household income, your household expenditure actually cuts so that you have more savings. So what is important is then, if you will become a business owner, which I believe most of you who are here seated would like to do that, you will have not just a savings in terms from the household expenditure that you have on a monthly basis, you have greater income. So the next slide will show you, I believe in ATOMY, what ATOMY can do for us is this next thing. I think the dream that I have about ATOMY, what I call a WWF dream. Wealth, wellness, and freedom. This is the dream I caught. Wealth. ATOMY can help me to have savings, but ATOMY can help me to have extra income. Wealth. You know, wealth in ATOMY terms, and in our terms, shouldn't be what we can earn. I believe wealth is about what we can give. How much we can give away, and that is true wealth. But you must make it before you can give it away. There are many people out there who need this. Then we talk about, well, what's the second one? Wellness. Wellness is because in 5 months I've achieved wellness with ATOMY products. And I begin to see that wellness is something that's very vital to us. Every one of us want to be healthy, right? Any one of us during this week, we ran out there. Oh, the haze is here. Oh, and you did that? No. You put on your mask and you try to stay as much as you can in indoor because you value your health. But you see, health is nothing. Wellness is nothing to us unless wellness means that we can spend more time with our family members. We can share the good and quality times with our loved ones because wellness becomes possible for us. Now, the freedom is a very interesting thing. Many of us is, once I have the money, I can be free. I can do whatever I want, go wherever I want, stay away from people as much as I can. Some people think of it that way. No. But you know what's freedom? Freedom is when that family member comes up to us, and that loved one comes up to us and say, I have a need. Is there any way you can help me? And we know we have the freedom to choose at that moment because we have the means to provide for them. How many of you would like to do that? Thank you. I think that's what we're dreaming about. ATOMY is a dream. It cannot just be a business. It has to be a dream. Because business will find excuse whether to attend or not. Right? But when it's a dream, there is no excuses. But if it's the dream without action is daydream. But the scary thing is not that. It's that action without dream is a nightmare. Right? Action without a real vision is a nightmare. So ATOMY provides us this opportunity. And with that, I'd like to really draw you into 3 things about ATOMY. When we want to understand about ATOMY, is that you need to understand about company, you need to understand about the products, and you need to understand about system. A lot of people ask me, who is ATOMY? But when we get to know ATOMY, first and foremost, we need to know our CEO, Mr. Park Hang-gil. Okay, I had an opportunity of speaking with him this time when I was in Taiwan, when I was doing my live scenario, and he said to me, oh, don't ever buy a US car, because I wrote Jeep. I want to buy a Jeep Grand Cherokee. He says, no, buy a Korean car. He's true to his word in a sense that he thinks the Korean cars are the best now. The reason because he himself was involved in automobile parts business. And because of that, in the manufacturing of automobile parts, he understands the precision that needs to go into there, the cost cutting that needs to go into there, the razor thin kind of management that needs to go in there. And he himself has such great experience of our manufacturing. So you see, he knows exactly how he should move forward. And he has very great ideals in globalization. And I hope that you can really listen to him. He has very strong philosophy, broad knowledge of products. I was extremely impressed with him this round in Taiwan, where he gave very strong principle-centered speech. He took an action to warn every one of us. You know, in ATOMY, we will make money. However, let's make money the right way. Let's not make the money the old MLM way. ATOMY is not like a previous MLM you may have been involved in. We'll talk more about that later on. But he mentioned it. He talked about it. He talked to 2,300 people, and he was not afraid to embarrass some, to help ATOMY and to help them to stand on solid ground. And this is our CEO, whom you will meet more later on. And then we come to the company that he started. Who is ATOMY? You first and foremost need to understand that ATOMY, okay, are retail exclusively the products that come from a company called Coma B&H. B&H stands for Beauty and Health. You need to know that name. You need to know that name. You need to know that company. Get it into your head. What is important is that in Coma B&H, it is actually a joint venture of 2 companies, or 2 organizations, should I say. First is Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute, started in 1959 by the Korean government. It is an institute that studies into the nuclear energy that is required in Korea. Of course, there are studies into space and everything else. Having more than 1,300 scientists and researchers, it is only second to NASA in terms of numbers and the resources that's available. And so this is a very prestigious institution in Korea. See, so the Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute provides such good technology. And this technology then later on, in the attempt to try to bring some of this technology further into the market, they actually work together with a company called Coma Korea. Now Coma is a very huge company. Please take note of it. Don't think of it, you know. Some people begin to joke with me, Coma, will I take the product and go in a coma? I said, no. And what we mean by Coma Korea is a company that has its footing in Australia. There's Coma Australia, there's Coma China, there's Coma Europe, there's Coma Thailand. And this company has produced tremendous products. For those of you who are hearing for the first time, products that are for more than 60 brands, I would say, out there. And some of these brands include Shiseido. How many of you use Shiseido? If you use Shiseido eye cream, try ours. You'll be surprised. Okay? I use ATOMY eye cream all over my head. Yeah, eye cream is a wonderful thing. You need to know how to use it. Don't just use it on the eye. It's called eye cream, but it's actually meant for a lot of other things. Then, it produced for brands like Christian Dior, Lancome, Pond's. Now, this is the beautiful thing. It has in itself the technology to do what it's supposed to do. But banded together with KERI, the Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute, they started KOMA Beauty and Health. Now, isn't that added technology, added expertise, more than what you're getting at some of our luxurious stores in terms of the skincare? And ATOMY basically has the exclusive right to market it. Now, aren't you glad you're hearing it about ATOMY? Right? So this is important for us to understand. Now, ATOMY, I kind of put the two pictures together, KOMA B&H and ATOMY. It comes with exceptional research and development and manufacturing. Okay, which is why we can have absolute quality, absolute price. Let's move on to the next slide. One motto that you need to get used to is called absolute quality, absolute price. Say it with me. Absolute quality, absolute price. And this is the Prestige strategy. And the Prestige strategy stands for mass prestige. Prestigious goods that are meant for the masses. Whatever is perceived as prestigious, ATOMY will try to make it available to the masses with absolute price. Now, this is important for us. When it's absolute quality, absolute price, it doesn't mean that we actually are kind of discount a bit on the products that's being put into it. But we actually have very specialized products, daily necessities, and the purpose is to encourage repurchase. You're going to hear me talk about consumption more and more, because I believe consumption is the way to success in ATOMY. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. ATOMY's business objective is always customer success. Okay, the first part of our motto says, cherish the spirit. We talk about the people that come into contact with ATOMY, that every one of them is important to ATOMY. And it is with that we want to make sure that ATOMY actually achieve. Now, before we move further into the products, I'd like you to understand the products that's in ATOMY. There are technology that's between KERI as well as our KOMA. And what they do is, first of all, a high purification technology. Okay? You know, most of us, when we begin to use cosmetic or skincare, what color we like to be? White. You don't like it to be green, doesn't like it to be yellow, you probably wouldn't like it to be blue. But what is important here is that when we begin to see that ATOMY skincare products as well as our cosmetics are basically vegetable-based. They are plant-based, okay? They are herbal. So you will discover that it's important that when some of these herbs that are being boiled, they are being used, the color can come forth to be a bit brown and a bit dark. Am I right? So what is important is to find a way through that. Now, through the technology that was available in KERI, which they used gamma ray, they were able to have this high purification. They were able to turn what was dark into transparent, or if not, white. And this in itself is really amazing. But what was even more amazing is that they begin to realize with the gamma ray, the ingredients itself was able to effect, more potency into what it's supposed to achieve. And that is to allow us to have younger skin, more moist skin, and more nutritionalized skin. And this in itself began to give us a more stable state of skin. And so many people ask me, our products, are they suitable for sensitive skin? There are products that specialize for sensitive skin, but most of our products are suitable for all skin types. This is very, very powerful. Korean medicine aging biotechnology is also available in ATOMY. In ATOMY products, we use it for our skincare, and what is good for us is that it's antioxidant, and at the same time, they allow the skin to absorb it much faster. Okay? One of it will be this. I would suggest that you try, if not, you have bought this. This is one of the most amazing things, the Rose Rain. Okay? Now, I love this. Look at how I apply it. On a hot day, on a hazy day, on a very, very unpleasant, dry day, or even, I forgot to take out my glasses. Anyway, in your office, you will find that it's important to actually, have something that moistens your skin. and let it absorb quickly. Other brands, you shoot it on your face, it drips down. You have to wipe it dry. This one doesn't. It sits on the skin and then it absorbs. You think about some of these things. This comes from our technology. And it's important for us to understand this technology actually works on all skin types. It's very good. Okay? And last but not least, the nano capsule technology. This is where it's even better. If you have tried our sunblock, okay, I'm not going to use sunblock here. I can't. But I did put on some sunblock this morning. Just because the haze is up there, it blocks off the sun doesn't mean the sun UV ray doesn't get through. It still does. All right, so what's important is that once you put a sunblock, this is what I often do. I bring my sunblock out to people. I say, give me one hand without the sunblock or your own sunblock, and give me the other hand that I'm going to apply my ATOMY sunblock. They will discover that our sunblock is not oily. Okay? It doesn't seem to clog up the skin pores, and it absorbs very well, and it sustains for about 8 hours. SPF 50 plus. Only $12. What is important about that sunblock is that because some of the technology that we have here is this. You see, our skin pores are usually about what, 100 to 120 size, right? And then sometimes you use some of the products out there is about 100. And it's kind of hard to go in. But ATOMY has it down to 33. 32, 33. So when you have something that's small as 32, 33, and you have a pore at about 120, do you think that it just goes right in? It takes some time because the skin still resists. But you don't have to do too much of this anymore. When you do this, you're supposed to beat up so the pores open up and then so it goes in. But however, you don't have to do that much anymore. Okay, I'm not a cosmetic expert. I just love using ATOMY. That's all. Okay, and it's beginning to change my face. If not, it will change yours. Turn to a person next to you and say, it will change you. It will change you. Trust me. Okay, so with that, try out some of our skin sets. You'll find that it's extremely effective. Okay, but what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to talk about probiotics. Okay, now, this is the first time I'm talking about probiotics. But the reason why I like to talk about probiotics is because I did quite a bit of research on it. First of all, before ATOMY arrived in Singapore, I was already in the business of probiotics. I was selling probiotics on my own. And ATOMY came in and told me that mine is too expensive. Anyway, what's important is probiotics is really, very important to the body. I'm going to talk about that. Second reason is because I have a good friend, or rather my cousin. He's a gastro specialist, and he deals with probiotics all the time. He gives talks about how to use probiotics effectively, and I learned quite a bit from him. I thought I'll share some of those knowledge with us here. Is it okay? Okay, so this is important for us to know about probiotics. ATOMY has given us a probiotic. It's called 10 plus, but there are 12 strands. Please take note, there are 12 strands in these probiotics. And what is more important is that it's powder form. Okay? It's powder form. And then it has 3 billion. Say it with me. 3 billion. 3 billion. Okay. A human body can take 3 billion probiotics, but you usually will need about 10 billion a day. So sometimes I take 3, especially in such hazy conditions. But 1 is what is being kind of being instructed on our boxes. Okay, so while we have a box that says 10 plus, yet at the same time it is talking about 12 strand. And you are talking about a digestive system. I think this is very important for us to note. 70% of our immune system is governed by this thing that's called the gut. Okay, the gut. Right. I know when you have a headache, you can still go back to work and try to get something done. But when you have a bad tummy ache, do you realize that it actually immobilizes you to a great extent? That's because that's usually when 70% of the body begin to shut down because of the gut condition. Now, we all have microbes in our body, good and bad, right? Good and bad. I think that's something you need to note. Yeah. A person gets his or her first dosage of good bacteria, good bacteria such as probiotics, from the birth passage. Let's give a hand to the mothers. Come on, let's give a hand to the mothers. All of you who have been mothers, let's give them a hand. When a child is being born and the child goes through the birth channel, that is where the child, who is actually in a vacuum stage, more or less, etc., will take in the probiotics the mother's body gives. Which is why there's a lot of cases whereby people are against cesarean unless in very necessary situation, because once you do cesarean a little more, a child actually is being prevented from going through the birth channel and do not receive the same dosage that he or she is supposed to receive when she goes through the birth channel in terms of the probiotics. Then the child gets the probiotics from breastfeeding. And that's where we get our first dosage of probiotics. So probiotics is something that is meant for our body. We all have that. Which is why sometimes in the pharmacies, you begin to find that people promote prebiotics to feed the probiotics that's in our body. But the more important thing is because we are living in a world where there's pollution. We all agree, right? Pollution. Haze. There's in the world whereby there are a lot of processed food, right? When we talk about eating beef, many people think about eating burger, which is processed. Okay? We talk about the fact that we have new kinds of diseases that's going around. And we need to build up the immune system. And to do so, we need something like this, the probiotics, to help us. Now, probiotics are very, very useful. Now, these are the 12 types of probiotics that we have in ATOMY. And it's important for you to go on the website, click on the probiotics, and begin to read about them. And they are very, very good. All the 12 strains we have there are being listed from the fact that it helps the digestive system, to your skin condition, or to basically managing your colon and everything else. So probiotics works that way, and it's very, very helpful. So we have covered the company, we covered the products. I have 10 minutes to cover the system. Can you run with me through a system? But I thought it was important to talk about the products, because consumption is a key factor in the system, and it's important for us. Now, first thing you need to know about ATOMY, it is, a lot of people ask me, MLM. Many lose money, right? MLM. Now I turn it around. You know what's called MLM? Make lots of money. How you like that? With ATOMY, you make lots of money. With others, maybe you may lose money. I don't know. But with ATOMY, you make lots of money. It's important for us to understand that. Why is it? Because ATOMY removes the ills of what we call multi-level marketing. First and foremost, a lot of multi-level marketing is not appreciated by people. It's because if you will introduce a friend to come in, you like the products, you introduce to your friend join in, but halfway through they found some better products, but yet they're still paying for their previous MLM. Isn't it true? Because there's entry fee, there's monthly fee, there's annual fee, there's website fee. Yeah. And with all that, it doesn't seem to end. And then what happens to us? We feel really guilty introducing somebody into that. Right? ATOMY, because ATOMY is what we call the opponents that we're dealing with are not the other MLMs, are the consumers. Shopping we need to give ATOMY applause. But you'll find the quality is not as good as ours. Price is a little higher than ours. Right? And it's important because ATOMY is what we call the opponents that we're dealing with to help us to realize and appreciate that ATOMY allow us to accumulate points for personal purchase. But you'll find the quality is not as good as ours. Price is a little higher than ours. And it's important for us to foremost, let's understand ATOMY is a binary system. First and foremost to help us to realize and appreciate that ATOMY allow us to accumulate points for personal purchase. How many generations can it go down? So ATOMY is infinite. First and foremost, let's understand ATOMY is a binary system. How can make money? Infinite. Right? No, the company does this. The company put in what is called a daily max. How many generations can it go down? You have a daily maximum that you can make. Infinite. No matter who you are. And how can the company make money? You are down here. Infinite. No, the company does this. Everybody has the same opportunity to make a daily max. One day, how much you can make. You have a daily maximum that you can make. What does that mean? No matter who you are, level playing field. You are up there, you are down here. It means that if somebody, everybody has the same opportunity to make is a race between a rabbit and a turtle. And many of us sit back and give ourselves the excuse. That means it's a level playing field. I'll just move there. It means that if somebody, a lot of MLM or business like ATOMY is a race between a rabbit and a turtle. And many of us sit back and give ourselves the excuse, I am a turtle. I'll just move there. Slowly but firmly, I will arrive. You want to know something? You're right. It's not about who gets to the end first. Beautiful thing about ATOMY, because there is a max capped on commission on a daily basis, they can be at the finishing line waiting for us. As long as we keep on to it and we are persistent and we follow the system, we will get there one day. That's what ATOMY is about. Okay? And so, what we need to know is how much then can ATOMY give us? You see, you need to bring in people that will join you. Huh? However, what is important for us to note is this. ATOMY allows us to register online, and ATOMY uses point values to help us to then find a way to have commission. It's the matching of all these point values, and it's global point value. Just like our sales master mentioned just now, it's not about Singapore. Singapore is too small to make an impact, but Singapore has to make an impact in its own way. Because there are a lot of people. It's a window, it is a door to Philippines, it's a door to Malaysia, it's a door to Indonesia, it's a door ultimately to China. True? And so these are ways that we can look at ATOMY because of the global nature, the infinite nature, and also the daily cap. Okay? So what is point value? Every one of ATOMY's product has a point value. Okay? The allocation of PV based on products will then accumulate for our own personal purchase, and it will also accumulate for the group purchase, and the matching of both will give us the commission. I'm going to explain that a little bit more. ATOMY has two types of people, the consumer and the business owner. Don't just go and look for business owner. Begin to serve the consumers as well. When you bring people in, they must first and foremost come in as consumers. Am I right? I think the better way to find business owners is find them among your consumers. Don't go out there and look for somebody and say, there is a great business opportunity. I can tell you this. If that person comes in, he or she will still be looking for other great business opportunity, and there are something that's more attractive, they jump. But if you get them in and they begin to use the products, and they love the products, and they say they're second to none, then when they become a business owner, this is what our CEO says, that they will use the product even if they don't do the business. That is the most powerful thing about ATOMY. So it is important for us to note that. So while you may have this too, it is important for us to build up what I call a consumption network. It doesn't matter if they are consumers, there are more consumers, then serve them. If there are more business owners, then lead them. That is more important. What is important is that they consume on a habitual basis. Say it with me. Habitual consumption. That means they don't buy simply because they want to have PV. They buy because they need the product. They buy because they use the product and becomes habit to them. Like me right now. You know, now my mate took about 5 months to finally understand, my domestic helper begin to understand that if I were to buy any shampoo, it has to be ATOMY. See? Shampoo. And he asked me, why is it so? I said, the herbal shampoo is good. Now she started using the herbal shampoo. She said, yeah, sir, it's very good, very good. If we were to use any toothbrush, it has to be ATOMY. You know? And that becomes habitual. And it's important for us to note, it is the habitual consumption network that will give us the returns. You will bring us into what I call auto ship. Okay? So this is a consumption network. This is not a recruitment network. Okay? Use the products first instead of grabbing names, because it is not about recruitment. It is about how much is being consumed, how much is being promoted through consumption, and then later on a business. Okay, so I'm going to run through 5 minutes on this. Is it okay? Yep, quickly. General commission, first and foremost, you have 5 positions that you can get into. This is accumulative. You accumulate from here onwards. You start off with 10,000 PV, which is very simple. 10,000 PV, you buy one of our 4-piece set, any one of those single cleansing foam, okay? $22, you qualify for 10,000 PV. These PVs will enable you to begin to move up. Of course, we all want to be at 2.4 as quickly as we can. Now, sales rep, agent, special agent, dealer, or exclusive distributor. Okay, some of us may, upon first purchase, we come in somewhere around here. But more importantly, you must buy what is useful to you. Don't just buy for the sake of buying. Okay, it's important. Then, this is a very important thing. When you have accumulated your own points, you begin to develop teams. And your team must begin to consume. So you have left and right. Am I right? So when you're left and right, the entry point for left and right in terms of purchase, accumulate purchase, should start off with 300,000 PV. Okay, then you can see this online. And then it moves on to 700, 1.5 million, 2.4, 6 million, 20 million, 50 million. Now, with all this consumption, and it matches wherever you are, you get what we call a score. Is it okay? So this is you, this is your team. When you match with that, you get the score. Each score is about $6 to $9 depending on Korean won exchange. But you'll see this, if you are here and your team performs anywhere here, your team performs as 300K PV, your maximum you can make is $90 in a day. But if you are here and your team has performed 50 million PV, okay, on a daily basis, or both ends, 50 here, 50 left and 50 right, you will have 300 score, which is about $1,800. I will estimate that the daily max you and I can make is about $2,000. And for ATOMY, we calculate that on a daily basis. Say it with me, daily basis. And so we multiply with 26 days because there are 4 Sundays in a month and Sundays we don't work. So 26 days. 26 times 2, how much do you get? 52,000. Not 32. 52. Say it with me. 52,000. Okay, say it down. This is your magic number. Say it with me. 52K. 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 That's your long-term goal. You should be getting 52K every month. Okay? All right. So take this with you. 52K every month. When you accumulate, let's say, 350 PV, 150,000 PV, you are agent. Your left side consumes 400,000 PV. Your right side consumes 200,000 PV. Now, take note. Just now, what was the entry level for your group accumulation? 300. So in this case, even though it's 400 here, there is no commission. The commission comes, okay, when you have 400 or 300 and 300. And on a daily basis, you have a commission. Now, if you 400 and 400, that means that the excess of how many? 100,000 PV. So what happens then? It gets flushed away. Okay, it gets flushed away after you have collected your commission. It doesn't get flushed away when you have not collected your commission. So it's important for you and I to note that. Then, other than just the general commission, we have what we call the mastership bonus. Mastership bonus. Mastership is where the company rewards those people who have led their team, they're performing well, and as such that they begin to enter in what we call mastership. These are for leaders. Sales master is the basis, and you begin to move up all the way to imperial master. The company takes out 20% of the global PV, begin to share with all these masters when they are promoted. And you can be promoted or you can maintain that rank every month, and that will be called auto-ship. It is important for us to take note. So, mastership bonus, what does it do? Okay, just now we talked about the starting of the terms. You are a sales master. Now, as a sales master, what does that mean? Now, I'm a sales master. Most Singapore right now produce sales master and a few diamond masters. What you do need to note is sales master simply means on the left and right, you must have within 15 days, 1 to 15 or 16 to 30th, 2.5 million PV, 2.5 million PV. And that promotes you up into a sales master. And then if you want to become a diamond master, you might have 2 sales master here, 2 sales master here, and then become a diamond master. And then of course it goes on. 2 diamond brings you up to Sharon Rose, and it goes on and on and on and on. Okay? So this is important for us to note. Okay? So, as a sales master, 2.5 million, and you share 10% of a global PV. Now what is important here is this. Remember, it's consumption. It's about consumption. When you build up people on the left and the right, and they achieve this PV, it's because they have been naturally buying goods. They have been buying things that's necessary for them. You have been organizing your consumers, you've been leading your business owners, and they build up. And with that, within 15 days or every month, they can give you what we call auto-ship. You know what's auto-ship? Auto-ship means because you keep meeting the criteria of the sales master, you keep getting the same money that you're being paid. And if you do this on 15 days, every 15 days, ATOMY, okay, can give you close to $4,000 to $5,000 every month. Isn't that good? And you can achieve it in about 6 months. I would say ATOMY is one of the few MLMs out there here that gives the fastest return from what I see. Let's give ATOMY a hand. Okay? So, now, I'm just going to go quickly. Our Diamond Masters and Mastership Bonus, all this requires work. Okay? Other than that, ATOMY give you incentives. And Sales Masters, well, we got a 6 system set, 2 sets, evening care, 1 set. Was pretty wonderful. But as you see, moving from Sharon Rose Master onwards, you get quite a bit of monetary reward as well. And it's important for us to know. Every one of us want to achieve what? We want to achieve the next one, which is the Imperial Master. Say it with me, 52K. 52K. That's your long-term dream, but it can come true in 3 to 4 years. And that means even by the time you become Royal Master, you should be able to draw that. But when you become Imperial Master, the company will come in with a crane and then carry the money and give it to you. Wouldn't you want that? What? Yeah? All right. I aim to become Imperial Master in 3 years. 3 years. Okay? So you realize twice a month, you can actually have the auto ship twice a month and the bonuses are all being paid out. And you'll find that for ATOMY, the wonderful thing is that you start off with 10% for the sales master. It goes up lesser for the Imperial Master. That's because the people who need it most, where are they? They're here. And the company reward those who need it most right now, and as they move up, your team is supposed to give you what you should receive. Okay? So, I'm not going to go further. ATOMY has only one very simple requirement, consumption. And the consumption is your membership. So as long as you consume something within 1 year, you continue your membership. And so with that, I just want to say, my friends, the time is now. The place is here. The people are you and I. And a company that's going to change the world is ATOMY. Thank you.